Please stop teasing me. Episode 1. Scribble. Scribble, scribble. Scratch, scratch. No, that's not the right word. I want something different. Better. More. That's good. The dialogue is shaping up. It reminds me of one of my favorite books. I just need to work a little more on the descriptions, the background stories, and suddenly, instead of being alone in the library, 4 boys storm in. They swagger past the librarian's desk, the volunteer girl having left a few minutes earlier to go to lunch. One of them flicks the back soon sign she left on her desk, the folded-in-half index card clattering onto the library computer keyboard. I bristle, hovering protectively over my notebook, shifting away from the boys and their noise, huddling closer to the window. They don't see me at first. They ignore me. I glance at my backpack on the table beside me, using it as a shield to keep us separated. The 4 of them take up a table at the other end of the study area in the library from me. Each of them has different colored hair, different colored eyes, as if they're only in a group like this, only friends, because absolutely none of them is exactly the same. One of them kicks his feet up on the table, taking advantage of the fact that there's no one around to tell him not to. They still don't seem to have registered the fact that I'm there, let alone that I might tell them to knock it off. I glance the other way, too shy and nervous to even look at them. It's not that I'm scared, it's just I'm not good at this. The whole socializing thing. I don't know what to say. I'm not even sure if I should say anything. Tell them to stop? Be quiet. This is a library. Put your feet down. Why are you even here? Or, I don't know, just a friendly hello. I do none of that. I nervously push my notebook to the side, trying to make as little noise and movement as possible. The boys talk loudly. One of them laughs even louder. The rest snicker, joining in on some inside joke. One of them starts going on about how there's 3 girls who are clearly into him and he's gone on dates with each of them, but he just can't make up his mind. Why choose? The others shrug. They talk about football, they talk about their classes, they talk about everything. And honestly, at this point, it's a little annoying and I'm frustrated that they're invading my quiet library. No one ever comes here, let alone a bunch of loud, bad boy college football jocks. Careful, as if I'm some sort of prey and any quick movement will draw their attention, I move my hand towards my backpack, reaching inside for one of my textbooks. Something catches my eye outside the window and I turn to look. It's nothing. A bird. Something else. I don't know. I pull, my fingers wrapping around the edge of the book. It's stuck. I pull a little harder, not paying attention to what I'm doing, and my backpack crashes to the ground, everything inside falling all over the place. I scramble back in my chair, the book held in my fingers nearly falling too. I thrust it onto the table, accidentally dropping my private notebook into the heaped mess next to me. Hurrying to pick everything up, moving faster than fast, I belatedly realize that all eyes in the library are on me. The boys watch me, smooth, wolfish grins plastered on their perfectly popular faces. I try to shove everything into my bag, to lose their attention. That's the plan, at least. The boy who was talking about the 3 girls walks over first. He strides with cool confidence to my side of the study section and kneels down as if to help me. His eyes lock on my wide-open notebook and the drawings and words I just wrote. Before I can stop him, his hand darts out. He grabs it. I make a feeble attempt to take it back, but he deftly ducks away from me, holding my notebook high, reading what's inside. "What's this?" he asks, smirking at me. "A romance story? You a writer or something?" No. I murmur, my voice barely more than a whisper. Let me see," one of his friends says, the dirty blonde-haired one. "Read it," the copper red-haired boy adds, laughing. The one holding my notebook shows it to his friends. Their eyes scan back and forth, reading my scribbled words. The last guy comes up behind the 3 of them, cinnamon brown hair and deep dark eyes, reading slower than the rest, comfortable, at ease. Her whole body shivers in anticipation. The boy holding my notebook says, reading aloud to his friends. Crystal had never been with a man before, let alone one as experienced as Harry, but somehow she knows exactly what she wants right now, exactly what her body desires. She turns, slow, looking up at the crude bad boy behind her. Ignoring every single tremble in her soul, she opens her mouth and says, "There's even a drawing to go along with it," the copper-haired boy says, pointing to it. "The girl's biting her lip and everything," the other adds. "Wow." "How much more is there?" the first says, flipping through the pages quick. "Please," I mumble. I would like my... Yeah, I'll give it back in a second," he says, ignoring me. They keep reading, laughing, mocking me. I try to take my notebook back, but one of them steps in front of me, blocking the way. I stumble back, trapped in this corner of the library. The only way out is past them now, but I need my notebook back, and I just... "Here," the first guy says, tossing my notebook on the table. "Practice time," the second adds, laughing. "I'll see you guys later," the third says. They start to leave. Finally. Except for the last one, the one who barely said a word this entire time. He stays. Before the others leave, the dirty, blonde-haired boy turns back and says, "Hunter, you coming?" "Nah, not yet," he says, smirking at them. "I'm gonna stay here for a little while." "You into this girl?" one of his friends asks, laughing. "No," he says flat. "Whatever, man. Have fun. See you after practice." The rest of them leave. I stand, quiet. I take a step back. My knees buckle as I accidentally step into my chair. I fall flat on my butt into the seat, just sitting there, staring up at the muscular boy standing over me, looking at me with a smoldering, dark glare. Both our eyes turn to the notebook a second later. I panic, reaching out to grab it. He's faster. He snatches my notebook up, spins it around on one finger, and then saunters to the other side of the table, sitting in the chair opposite me. "Is it true?" he asks, smirking at me, this wicked look of pleasure gleaming in his hateful eyes. Is what?" I stammer out. "I bet you wrote this because you want to be like the heroine, right?" he says, a casual, calm tone. "She's you. Your self-insert. And the guy is, what? Your perfect man? Let me guess, he's a bad boy. Doesn't take shit from anyone. Rich, probably? Billionaire? That's overdone, isn't it? She's a virgin, and while he's slept with every kind of woman you can imagine, somehow he falls for her, even though she's plain, shy, normal. He probably has some kind of tortured past, or he thinks he's broken, and... I swallow hard, staring up at him, but when our eyes meet, I jerk my head down, looking at the table. "Exactly," he says, as if he just proved his own point. "How can you expect a guy like that to fall in love with a girl like you when you wouldn't even be able to look him in the eyes? Come on, try it. Prove me wrong." I try. I try to look up. When I can't, not with my eyes alone, I try to force my head up, hoping my eyes will follow. I can't move, though. I can't do it. I can't. "Here, let's try this scene from your book," he says, suddenly standing. He pushes the chair back without a care in the world, the entire thing almost crashing to the ground behind him. It stops halfway, teetering on the edge before somehow falling back into its normal position. He takes long, quick strides coming to my side of the table. Pulling my chair out with me in it, he lifts me up to my feet as easily as if I were some kind of rag doll. "Here," he says, looking at me hard. "This part. Got it? I don't..." He pulls me towards him, his hand resting on my hip. I tremble, confused. And then he sweeps back my hair, his hand teasing a hot trail behind my ear. He rests his palm against my cheek, looking straight into my eyes. My cheeks burn, red, and I glance down at my notebook, trying to figure out what scene he's... "You're beautiful, you know that? You don't need to wear designer clothes or cover your face in expensive makeup. You're beautiful exactly the way you are, Crystal." I shiver, realizing the scene he chose. It's the one right before the steamy part. The sex scene I haven't been able to write because... Go on, he says, smirking at me. Say it. The line Crystal says next. This one. He points to it on the page in my notebook with his free hand, his other still caressing my cheek, warm and tight. I blink, trying not to cry, trying to gather the courage to push him away, trying to. All right, so after you tell me that I'm just saying that I could have any girl, so why you, I say, I don't want anyone else, Crystal. I want you, and I'm going to prove it with my words, actions, and every piece of my soul. I stammer, trying to talk, to explain, to say something, anything. You couldn't even write the sex scene, he says, shaking his head. You've never had sex, have you? You wouldn't know what to write. That's not, I murmur. And then it happens. The tears start. I hate it. I hate myself for crying. I hate him. Tears roll down my cheeks and I cry, and I finally manage to lift my eyes a little, if only to look just under at his cheeks, his nose. I immediately tilt my chin back down again, looking away, ashamed. There, he says, almost nice, almost kind. It's all right. He gently presses the side of his finger just below my eye, wiping away the soft, rolling tears. 1, 2, then another. He wipes away my tears and smiles at me as if he's actually sorry, as if he maybe cares. I somehow manage to steady myself, to hold back more. My eyes are wet and watery, on the verge of bawling, but I'm fine. Sorry for teasing you so much, he says, smiling down at me. Shit, your cheeks are still wet. Hold on. He goes back to the table him and his friends were sitting at before. Grabbing his backpack from the floor, he rifles around inside until he finds what he wants. It's a small white towel. He jogs back and holds it out for me to look at. It's my workout towel, he explains. Don't worry, it's new. I haven't used it yet. I blink when he lifts it to my cheeks and wipes away the rest of my tears. I'm so confused and disoriented that I forget all about crying for a second. What are you... I start to ask. He folds the towel up into a small square and places it down on top of my open notebook. Hold on to it, he says, smiling at me, in case you start crying again. He looks like he's about to leave now, at least. Which is exactly what I want him to do. So... Write someone more like yourself next time, he says before he walks away. And then he's gone. I stand there, looking at the door to the library. My fingers wrap around the towel he left on my notebook as I stare after him, unsure what just happened. Those boys, they were terrible. They were awful, rude, terrible bullies. I hate them. I hate him especially. Why did he have to stay when they left? Just to tease me even more? Why did he? The girl who volunteers to work the front desk at the library after school comes back. She looks around for the index card she left as a sign, but doesn't find it at first. Hopping behind the desk, she spots it sitting on her keyboard. Shrugging, she opens a drawer in the desk and tosses the "Back Soon" sign inside. You all right? She asks, finally noticing me standing there quietly. I'm fine, I say, quickly getting to my knees, shoving everything into my backpack. I put my writing notebook on the table in too, second to last. The last thing I stuff in is the folded up workout towel wet with my tears. Suddenly, my phone buzzes. I nearly drop my backpack, repeating the same accident that got me into this mess. I manage to find my phone without everything else falling out again. My finger shakes as I tap to read the text message. It's from my mother.
Guess what, honey? I got married. Technically, it happened last weekend. It was the spur of the moment thing, but it just felt right. You know how it is. Anyways, I want you to meet him, come home for dinner tonight, and surprise again. You have a new stepbrother. He'll be there too. Can't wait. Love you, X.
I ignore it because how am I even supposed to respond to that? At dinner that night, we met in Vegas. It really is the city of romance and weddings, huh? At first, I thought it'd be one of those one-night flings, but, well, turns out we were both from the same place. Crazy, right? One night became two, and, well, let's just say that at our age, we can't waste any time. So my mother rambles on about her spontaneous new husband while I glance across the table at my new stepbrother. It's him, the boy who teased me until I cried in the library. He grins at me and winks.
Yo,